All right, year sevens, welcome back. We're going to tie together everything we've been doing with solving equations with the world famous word problems for algebra. So we've written expressions like this before in our previous algebra model. Now it's time to put them into equations. So here's our problem. First thing is they want you to write an equation. So I think of a number. Again, our basic rule in algebra is if we don't know what something is, call it x. Again, the letter doesn't really matter. We tend to use x, y, and z in algebra, but you can use any letter you want. Maybe we could use n for a number this time. I'm going to use x. So x, it's always a good idea to define it. What is it? In this case, x is a number. Okay, so I double it. That's 2 times x. I add 3. Okay, now that's an expression right there. Again, we did expressions in our previous module. This time, though, they want us to come up with an equation. An equation has to have an equal sign. That's part of what the word equation has, the word equals in it. So when they ask for an expression, no equal sign. That's my expression, 2x plus 3. An equation, and it tells me that this equals 19. So there, that's the answer to part A. I've changed the word problem into a expression. Now part B says solve it to find the number. Again, we could have just tried this by guessing some numbers. In this case, we probably could have figured it out pretty easily. But remember, it's not always going to be that easy. So I need to solve this. So using all our solving skills, we're going to take away 3. 2x equals 16. We're going to divide by 2. And x equals 8. Again, we can check it. So I think of a number. I think of 8. I double it. That gives me 16. Add 3. I get 19. Our answer is correct. So again, on these type, we have to practice writing out the equations and then solving them. Even if you already know what the answer is, you're going to be required to write out the equation first. And believe me, they will get harder. You won't know what the answer is. It's not always going to be a nice whole number. It could be a negative, a fraction, a decimal, and so on. Okay, why don't you guys give this one a go? Pause the video, give this one a go, and then we'll see how you did. Okay, I think of a number. I'm going to call it x. Yeah, we could have called it n for number. We could have called it anything we wanted. I divide it by 3. Remember, let's use the fraction bar instead of the division sign. The division sign gets messy, and it's not always very clear. And then I subtract 11. The result equals minus 2. So there's our equation. Now, what number was I thinking of? Well, we can go ahead and solve this equation. So what's the first thing we're going to do? I think the first thing would be to add 11 to both sides. We could multiply both sides by 3, but I think it's actually going to be better if I add 11. So if I do that, I'm going to get x over 3 equals minus 2 plus 11 is 9. And then what do I need to do? Now I need to multiply both sides by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1x equals 27. Again, let's check it. I think of a number. I think that number is 27. Divide it by 3. 27 divided by 3 is 9. Subtract 11. 9 minus 11 is minus 2. Our answer works. Now, just for fun, what if we had, instead of adding 11 first, what if we had multiplied by 3? We can do that, but remember, I have to multiply everything on the left side by 3. So I multiply x divided by 3 by 3. I have to multiply minus 11 times 3, and I have to multiply the other side by 3. So if I do this, 3 divided by 3 is 1x, minus 11 times 3 is 33, and negative 2 times 3 is minus 6. And then we would add 33 to both sides. And x equals 27. We still get the same answer. I think it's a little bit neater and tidier doing it the way we did it on the left. Okay, so let's look at this example. These are very common. Consecutive. What does consecutive mean? Consecutive means one after the other. For example, the numbers 3, 4, 5, 6 would be consecutive integers. Okay, something like 2, 4, 6, 8 would be consecutive even numbers. Consecutive means one after the other. So let's look at the problem then. We're looking for 4 consecutive numbers right, that add to 42. That's what sum means. Sum means add. So the sum of 4 consecutive numbers. So what's my first number? Well, let's start using n this time, right? N is, and again, I would write it out, because in this case, you're going to have lots of different things. We want to know exactly where we started. So n is the first number. What's the second number? The second number is n plus 1. That's the second number. What's the third number? N plus 2 is the third number. What's the fourth number? N plus 3 is the fourth number. Whatever n is, if n is 20, then the next number is 21, and then 22, and then 23. That would be 4 consecutive numbers. If they don't say specify, we mean integers. So the sum of 4 consecutive numbers. So I need to add these 4 things up. So if I were to write it out, it would be n plus, you don't have to use brackets. I'm just going to put the brackets there so it's clear what we've done, plus n plus 2 plus n plus 3, and that equals 42. The sum of 4 consecutive numbers is 42. So let's simplify. What's n? That's 4n, n plus n plus n plus n. I have 1 plus 2 plus 3. Right? I have to add my constants. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So 4n plus 6 equals 42. That's our simplified equation. Now we need to solve it. So what am I going to do? Take away 6. So 4n equals 36. I'm going to divide by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1n. 36 divided by 4 is 9. Now again, be careful, we have to answer the question. N equals 9, that's great. We've done the algebra. But what's the answer to the question? The question says, what are the numbers? Now, what is n? Well, if we go back, we know what n was because I wrote it down. N is the first number. So they want the 4 numbers. The 4 numbers are 9. What's the second number? N plus 1 is the second number. N plus 2 is the third number. So 9 plus 2 is 11. And the third number is n plus 3, which is 12. That's the answer. The answer is 9, 10, 11, 12. You can check it. Add them up, and you'll see we get 42. Okay, you guys try this one. Pause the video, give this one a go. We'll see how you did. Okay, so hopefully you started something like this. Again, the letter you use doesn't matter. I'm going to let n be the first number. So n plus 1 is the second number. Again, we call this defining our variables. N plus 2 is the third number. Sometimes the question just says, what's the biggest number? What's the middle number? What's the smallest number? So that's why you have to be clear what your n is. The sum of 3 consecutive even numbers. So what have I done wrong here? This is the sum of 3 consecutive even numbers. If n is the first number, is n plus 1 the next even number? No, the next even number is n plus 2. Think about it. If n is 6, let's say, that's an even number. How do I get the next even number? I add 2. How do I get the next even number? I'm going to add 4. Okay, so again, just to be even more clear, it's the first even, second even, third even. We're not necessarily starting at 2, it's just the first one that I'm looking for. So the sum of 3 consecutive. I'm going to add these together. So it's n plus 2 plus n plus 4. And it tells me if I add these together, I get 30. So first thing we're going to do is simplify. N plus n is 3n. 2 plus 4 is 6 equals 30. Now we can solve it, right? Take away 6. 3n equals 24. Divide by 3. N equals 8. The question says, what are the numbers? What is n? What have we found? N is just the first even number. What's the second even number? N plus 2 is 10. And what's the third even number? 8 plus 4 is 12. That's our answer. What are the numbers? We were looking for 3 numbers. Those are our 3 consecutive even numbers. Okay, here's another example. You guys, I want you to give this one a go, and then we'll pause it and see how you did. Okay, here we go. First thing we need to do is define our variables. And this, you have to read the questions very carefully on these type of problems. Bill has 3 more than Anna. Christy has twice as many than Anna. So what I'm going to do, A is going to be X, all right? A is Anna. A is going to represent Anna, how many stickers Anna has. So Anna is X. What's Bill and what's Christy? Well, Bill has 3 more than Anna. So that's X plus 3. Right? If I told you I had 10 stickers and I told you my brother had 3 more stickers than me, you would do 10 plus 3 to work out how many he had. If you're ever stuck on these types of problems, don't worry about the X, just imagine some number, make up some number, and think about how you would work it out. Christy has twice as many as Anna. If Anna is X, twice as many is 2X. So we've defined our variables. Anna has X stickers, Bill has X plus 3, Christy has 2. It says the 3 of them have 83 in total. That means we have to add them up. So X, Anna, plus Bill, plus Christy equals 83. There, we should still simplify this. If they ask for an equation, before we answer the question, we should simplify this. So X plus 2X is 4X plus 3 equals 83. There's my equation, all simplified. Now, it says how many stickers does each person have? So let's solve this. So what are we going to do? We're going to take away 3. So 4X equals 80. Now what are we going to do? X equals 20. So we've done the algebra. We're not done yet, are we? The question said, how many stickers does each person have? I can't just write down numbers. I need to make it clear. So Anna is 20 stickers. Bill is X plus 3 is 23 stickers. And Christy is 2X. 2 times is 40 stickers. Okay, you can't just say 20, 23, or 40. This is why it's important that we define our variables at the beginning. Right? We do our algebra, we work out what X is, but how am I going to, if we don't define this at the beginning, I'm not going to remember who's X plus 3, who's 2X. It's much easier if we define our variables at the beginning. Okay, you go ahead and try this one, pause the video, and we'll see how you did. Okay, hopefully you got your equation and you went ahead and worked out the answer. So Stacy is 3 years older than Macy, so I'm going to let X equal Macy. Okay, so Stacy is 3 years older, so X plus 3 must be Stacy. 3 years older. Tracy is twice as old as Stacy. This is where you need to be careful. Tracy is twice Stacy. Stacy's X plus 3. You've got to put those brackets there. You can't write this. It's not the same thing. This does not say that Tracy is twice as old as Stacy. All right, because Stacy is X plus 3, twice as old. I'm multiplying the whole thing. I'm multiplying the whole thing by 2. Be very careful with that. So now I can set up my equation, right? Macy plus Stacy plus Tracy. Okay, the combined age of 41. Add the 3 of them together. Now, what are we going to do this time? Well, we might want to expand our bracket first before we do anything else. So I have X plus 3 plus 2X plus 6 equals 41. Okay, now let's combine all our like terms. X plus 2X is 4X. And plus 3 plus 6 is plus 9 equals 41. Now what are we going to do? We're going to take away 9 from both sides. Okay, so on the left we have 4X. 41 minus 9 is 32. Now we're going to divide by 4. X equals 8. Notice we're not done. They said, how old is each person? I've just worked out X is 8. We're going to forget sometimes on the more complicated ones if we hadn't defined our variables. So X is 8 and X is Macy. So Macy is 8. Stacy is X plus 3. 8 plus 3 is 11. And Tracy is 2 times whatever Stacy is. Stacy's 11. 2 times that is 22. And if you add those together, hopefully you end up with 41, which this does add up to 41. Okay, we'll run through these really quickly. For 1a, I need to add them up. 3x plus 5x plus 20, so 8x plus 20 equals 180. Right, so take away 20, 8x equals 160, x equals 20. Okay, so our equation is 8x plus 20, and x is 20. For the next one, I have 3x plus 4x plus 110 equals 180. So 7x plus 110 equals 180. That's my equation. And so 7x equals 70 and x equals 10. That's the answer for x. The next one, 7x plus 23x is 30x plus 30x. So 60x equals 180. That's your equation. And x equals 3 is what x equals. For the next one, I have 6x plus 10x is 16x plus 3x is 19x minus 10 equals 180. That's your equation. Add 10 to both sides. 19x equals 190. X equals 10. That's your answer for x. The next one, I have 5x plus 3x is 8x. That's 10x plus 40. 10x plus 40 equals 180. So 10x equals 140 and x equals 14. Okay, and then for f, I have 5x plus 5x is 10x plus 3x is 16x. And minus 10 minus 5 is minus 15 equals 180. So 16x equals 195. It's getting a little bit messy. I'm running out of room, and I go down here, and x is going to equal, what's 195 divided by 16? Let's fix this because I made a mistake here. I hope you guys realized the mistake that I made. So let's try this one again from the beginning. 5x plus 5x is 10x plus 3x is 13x. I know you all got that. I know you're all busy screaming at your screen saying, Mr. Block, you missed it. And I did. Minus 15 equals 180. 13x equals 195. And x is going to equal, how many times does 13 go into 195? The answer is 15. Okay, so on to the next slide for the other answers. Let's see how we did. Triangle has size x, 2x, and 70 minus x. Find the value of x. Well, we know that all the angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So x plus 2x plus 70 minus x equals 180, don't we? All right, sometimes you're going to have to work out how to set up your equation. So x plus 2x, if I look at my like terms, I have x plus 2x minus x is 2x plus 70 equals 180. Take away 70. 2x equals 110. X equals 55. Now go back and reread the problem. The problem says just find the value of x. So we've done that. We don't need to do anything else. Okay. For each shape below, find the value of x and find the area of the shape. Okay. So how are we going to do these? we want to find the value of x. In order to find the value of x, we need to set up some sort of equation. Okay, well, let's look at what we know. We know the perimeter. Right, we know what the perimeter is, so let's set up an equation. How do we find the perimeter of a rectangle? Right, well, we add up all the sides. So that's 4x, that one's 4x, so that's x plus 8. That's x plus 8. Find the perimeter, I need to add them all up. So x plus 8 plus x plus 8 plus 4x equals 146. Combine my like terms, I get 10x x equals 13. That's the first thing. The second thing is they want us to find the area. Well, how do we find the area? We do length times width. So in this particular problem, the length is 4x and x is 13. So 4 times 13 is 52. And the width is x plus 8. 13 plus 8 is 21 centimeters. So to find the area is going to equal 52 times 21, which is going to equal 1,092. Don't forget your units. It's an area. It's centimeters. My units is centimeters squared. Okay, I'll run through the next one pretty quickly. Again, same thing. You need to set up. In order to find x, we need an equation. And if they tell us the perimeter, we can set up an equation for the perimeter. So it's going to be x plus 10 plus x plus 10 plus x plus 3 plus x plus 3, that equals 186. Combine my like terms, x, I get 4x. 10 plus 10 is 20. 3 plus 3 is 6. X equals 40, that's the first thing. Now they want me to find the area. So if x is 40, the length of the triangle is 50 centimeters, and the width of the triangle is 43 centimeters. So multiply those two together. The area is going to equal 50 times 43, which equals 2150. Don't forget your units. Again, centimeters squared. Okay. Question 4. I have the sides. It says finds the rectangle area. So again, we're going to do the same thing. Just this time we don't have a diagram. How do I find the perimeter? It's going to be 4 minus x plus 4 minus x plus 3x minus 2 plus 3x minus 2. And that equals 8.8. So, combine my like terms. I have minus x, 3x, and 3x. So 6x minus 2x is 4x. Then I have 4, which is 8. Minus 2 is 4. Equals 8.8. 4x equals 4.8. X equals 1.2. Okay, so to find the area, so the length is 4 minus 1.2, which equals 2.8, and the width equals 3 times 1.2, which is 3.6, minus 2, which is 1.6. So the area equals 2.8 times 1.6, which equals 4.48 centimeters squared. Okay. Okay, let's look at number 5 now. Let's look at number 5. They have the same area, the triangle and the rectangle. Find the perimeter of each shape. So they haven't told me what the perimeter of either shape is. They haven't told me what the area is. They told me the area is the same. So how do I find the area of the rectangle? The area of the rectangle would be 3 times x plus 5, which is 3x plus 15. How do I find the area of the triangle? Well, an area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. 1/2 base times height, right? The base is 2 times x plus 1, and the height is 5. Right? Because if we look, we can see that's a right angle there. So the base is 2 times x plus 1, the height is 5. So 1/2 times 2 is 1. So I have 3 times x plus 1, which is 3x plus 3. So that's the area of the triangle. They tell me the areas are the same. So that means area of the rectangle, 3x plus 15, must equal the... Okay, I made a quick little mistake here. My handwriting is a bit messy. If I work out, simplify the area of the triangle, 1/2 times 2 is 1, and that's a 5, times x plus 1 is 5x plus 5. So the area of the rectangle, 3x plus 15, equals the area of the triangle, which is 5x plus 5. So we need to simplify. What are we going to do? I have x's on two sides. We need to get them together. We move the smaller one. So I'm going to take away 3x. So what does that leave me? 15 equals 2x plus 5. I'm going to take away 5. So 10 equals 2x. X equals 5. There we go. That's the answer, right? We're done? No, we're not done. The question says find the perimeter of each shape. We haven't come close to that yet. All we've done is found x. Okay, but since we know what x is 5. So for my rectangle, that side is 3. 5 plus 5 is 10. That side is 10. So the perimeter is 10 plus 10 plus 3 plus 3. 10 plus 10 plus 3 plus 3 equals 26 centimeters. It's a perimeter. And for the triangle, if x is 5, 5 plus 1 is 6 times 2, so that side is 12. The perimeter of the triangle is 5 plus 12 plus 13, which is 30 centimeters. Okay, so that's the perimeter of the triangle. The perimeters are different, the areas are the same. That's what would be a very hard problem for us at this level. And you can see if we set it up correctly, go through it step by step, we can still go ahead and solve that. Okay, we've worked those out.